Crystal, I'm going to unmute you. And
okay.
Okay, there you are.
Hold on, my daughter is crying. Go.
The life of a parent. Okay, and you know what? I need to learn how to work this thing better, because last time I was doing it like I thought I had the spotlight video, but everybody was still showing. So we're gonna try this again.
Oh.
Okay, there you are.
Okay. Okay. So I decided to start taking Plexus. I heard it actually from your mom, Stephanie, for the first time at Papa Roach's church, and I heard what she had to say about it. You know, she told me all the stuff about it, and and she told my mom too, and Aunt Heidi. And Aunt Heidi signed up. Well, then my mom signed up after her, and I decided to sign up about a year later after that. Let's see. I didn't really take it faithfully because I just thought I couldn't afford it every month. I didn't have any idea about, signing up 3 people or signing up anybody. I just signed up under my mom because I wanted to lose weight. Well, right before I started getting ready to go into labor, I was reading your post, Stephanie, about your old ones, about whenever you were pregnant, and Stephanie Abrams, about when you were pregnant, and you said that your hair didn't fall out when you're taking Plexus. Your hair didn't fall out as bad after you had the baby. And so my hair falls out horrible after I have babies. So I decided to start taking it faithfully. Well, 3 months later, my hair still hasn't fallen out all the way. And I ended up losing 32 pounds. Wow. Unexpectedly. Normally right after I have a baby, my thyroid goes nuts. And no matter how much medication, no matter what I do, I cannot get it corrected. And my numbers have been perfect. It's kind of crazy. So that is kind of my reason why I've been taking it. Hold on, I'm going to go in here really quick. But we started, I didn't know this, but behind my back, my husband was kind of taking my Plexus. I noticed that like it wasn't lasting a full month, and I was like, man, what am I like misreading like the dates or something? And he was taking it because he was having migraines, and he had been reading stuff that Miss Brenda Brinkerhoff was putting on there about her migraines going away, because he had really bad migraines like once a week probably. So he started taking it without me even knowing it, and I started noticing that he wasn't having any more migraines, and I was like, Drew, like, have you noticed that you haven't had a migraine in like a month? And he was like, yep, I have noticed that. And I was like, Drew, like, what have you been doing? Well, anyway, it came out. He confessed that he'd been taking my Plexus. So, yeah. So anyway, that has really helped him. He's had horrible back pain. He works a really laboring job, and it's really helped him with his back pain. So it's helped me and him tremendously. Hasn't helped him lose weight yet, but he's expecting it to. He's starting to, eat healthier and different things. So then one morning, my son Kelly came out to me in the living room, and he was white as a ghost, and he just had all the symptoms of low blood sugar. So I ended up taking him to the hospital, and they confirmed it like through a few doctor's appointments that he had hypoglycemia. And from then on, it was just, I started actually keeping track of his sugar, and he would wake up in the mornings and he would have sugars of like 45 and 42, and he would be just miserable. And then one of my other sons, he ended up one day had high sugar. He was having sugars in the 300s, would wake up after fasting, and it would be in the 150s, which, if anybody knows anything about blood sugars, that's really high. And 42s for my other son is really low. So even with like a good diet, with everything, I couldn't maintain their sugars without having to go. I knew I was going to have to eventually go and take at least my son Colton to the doctor about, trying to figure out something about insulin. I saw a testimony where somebody had given their kids Plexus, and it was helping with their blood sugars. So I decided to try half a packet for both of my kids, both of them. And I don't know how, I don't know why, but like it was like almost immediately, their sugars have been fine. Like Kelly will wake up and his sugar will be 81, and Colton will wake up and his sugar will be the same. And it will not, neither of them have had bad blood sugar. And that's after Colton could eat like 3 cookies the other day. We were at a couples retreat, and he had a stack of like 3 or 4 cookies, and his sugar was still fine. And I think, like that Plexus has definitely helped our family, but I also think that it was a lot of prayer too. I think that God brought Plexus to our family for this reason and for such a time as this, that he knew that we were going to need it. And I was going to be one of those mothers that freaked out about sugars and different things like that. So I'm just very thankful that we came across this. Even though I did know about it a year ago, I'm just thankful that God actually brought it to my attention 3 months ago to start on it faithfully, because that's when I started realizing what it can really do. And now I'm trying to help other people. And we decided to start selling, like actually, well, sharing it. That's what Miss Diana says. We don't sell, we share. But we decided to start sharing it about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And within the first 2 weeks, we had 6 people signed up, and we were just so excited, hit silver within the first week. And I was just like, man, we could really do this. And now we're kind of slowing down, but I think that we're getting across people and we're helping at least 6 people. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And anyway, now I got to get to my volleyball game. So well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, well, that was really cool. I hadn't heard her whole story before. So know that even if your husband is taking it on the sly, he can still notice differences. So that was pretty cool. All right, so tonight I've had a lot of people asking me different questions, what I do, what they should do, what I've learned, and I wanted to share with you guys. Just have 10 things written down here, so it's not going to be super long, but 10 things that I have learned that I should have done from the beginning, knowing what I know now. I should have done from the beginning. Hold on just a second. Summer, you need to go upstairs with Daddy, please. Okay, go on. So things that I would have done differently, things that I have learned not to do, and things that I encourage everybody that is starting out to do. So the first one would be personal growth. Personal growth is huge because if you're not growing yourself, you're always going to stay in the same place that you are. If you're not changing anything, if you're not growing and pushing and getting outside your comfort zone. I was reading a book the other day by I can't remember his name, but he was talking about, we think of our comfort zone as something that's safe and comfortable, okay, comfort. But you need to change that thinking and look at it as a prison, because it is holding you back. It is stopping you from advancing, from doing something that honestly is not scary. It's just new. And so we hype it up in our minds, like, I can't reach out to them, or I can't post on Facebook, or I don't want to do an event. I don't want to tell somebody when I hear that they're having an issue. And this anticipation, I don't know if have any of you guys seen Alfred Hitchcock movies? And he's like the king of suspense. It's like the whole movie, you're on the edge of your seat, you're biting your fingernails. And it's the suspense that gets you. When it actually happens or the bang actually is there, that's not the scary part. It's in your mind, that anticipation, that putting off, that waiting for it to happen. And so for us, for our personal growth, getting outside that comfort zone, just doing it. Quit putting it off. Quit waiting to do it. And I'll do this later. I'll do this next week, or I'll do it tomorrow. Just doing it right then. And you're taking away that power of the anticipation, of the dread of doing something new. So again, personal growth is huge. Learning to get outside your comfort zone, growing yourself in how to be a better person, how to be a better communicator, how to reach out to people, how to connect with people. I think my favorite book for that was How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's really great. I think probably most of you have read it so far. Really, really awesome. Another thing that I've learned, number 2, I have learned is make a dream board right away. Make a dream board, write out your why so that you can see and you have those goals continually in front of you. Again, the book I was reading the other day was talking about looking at them morning, it was looking at them at night. If you have a setback or if someone told you no, or you had some type of a disappointment, look at it again, review it again, because that is what's going to keep you going. You are going to have times where you fail at something. You know, I had a lady the other day say, I've done so many different things and I've failed at them. And it kind of made me start thinking like, I failed a lot. I've done events and no one showed up. I've done Zooms and it was a total flop. I've talked to people and said way too much or not enough. I've done posts that I look back on and I'm like cringing. But Les Brown says, if something's worth doing, it's worth doing badly. And you have to learn, you have to grow. Again, it's getting outside that comfort zone, pushing yourself. We're all going to fail. We're all going to do things, and it's a learning process. So when you have those failures, when you have those things, don't quit. That's the only way that you really truly fail, is if you stop. So failing, think of it as failing forward. I saw a picture of Michael Jackson. He had said, not Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan. And he was talking about all of the shots he had missed, all of the times he had missed the rebound, all of the last second game shots that he had been passed and he failed and he missed it. But he said that's why he was a success, because he kept failing. He kept practicing. He kept doing it again and again and again. I see my son, and he is learning to pull himself up now, and he's walking on things and trying to get to that stage where he's walking, and he has fallen and hurt himself so many times, but he keeps going. He'll get up and he'll do it again, and he'll try another way, and he's getting better and better every time he does it. And children have that sense of, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to make it happen. But as adults, we lose that tenacity. We lose that spirit of, nothing's going to hold me back. I'm going to keep doing it. Even if I fall, I'm going to learn how to crawl, and then I'm going to learn how to walk, and I'm going to learn how to run. I mean, you can imagine if children were just like, oh my goodness, this is the third time I fell today. I'm just destined to crawl my entire life. I'm not going to be able to walk. But that doesn't happen. They keep going and they keep doing it. And it's because nobody has told them that they can't. And so as we've grown up, we've gotten these beliefs from people that you can't do this, or that's outside your comfort zone, or people that do that, they're just trying to get your money, or you can't do anything except go to college or work really hard your whole life. So you're going to have people that are negative. You're going to have people that pull you down. They're going to have people that tell you no. And when you have that happen, go back to that why. Go back to that dream of, it's worth it. I'm doing this for my children. I'm doing this for my family. I am doing this for whatever your reason is, and revisit it. Revisit it in the morning. Revisit it in the evening. Another thing I don't have written down here, but changing your mental, again, this is personal growth too, but changing your mental outlook. That's your self-talk, what you're saying to yourself on a daily basis. We all do it. We're driving down the road. Oh, look at that idiot. He could have pulled behind me instead of cutting in front of me. Man, my hair looks terrible today. Or boy, look at those bags under my eyes. We say things to ourselves all the time. And changing that self-talk to a positive, or man, I'm always late. That's something that I'm working on. So I don't say that. Negative, cancel that. I am always on time. I make sure that I plan ahead and that I schedule enough time, and I only make commitments that I know I can do. So changing that self-talk, don't overburden yourself. Change that negativity that all of us have, that we've grown up in, because that's our world. It's so much easier to be negative than it is to be positive. So again, that goes to the personal growth, but having that dream board, having your why, revisit it morning, revisit it at night. Anytime you get a disappointment, look at it again, go over it and say, I can do this. It is worth it to me. Um, Number 3, never stop sharing. Okay. And this 3 and 4 are kind of the same thing. Never stop sharing, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's in person, and make your list of 100. I can't tell you how many lists I've written out of 100, and I'll lose it, or I'll get halfway through and, somebody will write on it or tear it out of the page and I can't find it. But make it again. If it's been a few months and you feel like, I don't know who to reach out to anymore, I've already talked to everyone, get on your Facebook again and look through, go through Frank's. That's your friends, your relatives, your acquaintances, your neighbors. If they know people, if you talk to them at all, your kids, whether it is through their volleyball or their gymnastics or toddler story time at the library, whatever it is, who do you know through your children, and your social network. Again, that's your Facebook, that's your Instagram, using those, LinkedIn. I haven't even touched that one yet, but a couple people have said, I want to add you to my LinkedIn. And I'm like, I don't even have an account, but get on social media. This is such a social time in our world that I think there was over 1 billion people that are on Facebook. So if you ever feel like you're running out of people, think about that and just find new ways to make new connections. Get into different groups that you are interested in and become active in those and learn and grow and meet new people. So never stop sharing. Remake that list, go through it again, and just, if you feel stuck, just go back to basics. Remake your list, look at them. Okay, who can I start reaching out to again? Right now, I am doing a minimum of 5 people a day that I reach out to, 5 people a day, because I have goals and I have deadlines that I have put for myself and I want to reach them. So I am doing at least 5 people a day that I'm reaching out to. Number 4, relationship building. This one, I heard it a lot when I was first getting started and I didn't really understand it. I was like, yes, that's nice, relationships, that's great. But you don't have to be aggressive, and you don't have to be pushy. You don't have to be desperate if you have a relationship with someone already. They are going to already know that you care about them enough, that you are genuinely sharing something that you love and that has benefited your family. And having that relationship there before you start trying to shove plexus makes all the difference in the world. And keeping the relationship. Don't just write them off as, well, she's not interested in my stuff right now. Fine, I'm not friends with her anymore. I'm going to move on. No, you have to continually build those relationships. Get on your Facebook page. I see some of you snickering. Get on your Facebook page. Message people, tell them happy birthday. I mean, personally, like when it's your birthday and you get on Facebook and you see all these 50, 60 people telling you happy birthday or sending you a message. It doesn't have to take a lot, but building those relationships, becoming a people person, that is something that I have had to learn. And that is something that I'm still growing and cultivating and educating myself and doing that personal growth to become a better person, a better communicator. So relationship building is huge, because then when you're going to them and saying, look, this has really benefited me. It hasn't been 10 years since you talked to them and now like, hey, you want to try plexus? You've already got that rapport going on. So having those relationships, having them in place, if you have someone on your list that you haven't reached out to in forever, just get to know them again. Hey, how are things going with you guys? I saw pictures of your kids. They are adorable. What are you guys up to? And just get to know them again. I promise you the conversation will come up They're going to ask you, so what are you doing now? Oh, I'm doing this plexus stuff. I really love what it's done for us. Have you heard of it before? How are you guys doing? Again, and take it back to them. Don't just like, oh, sense the blood in the water and attack like a shark. Just be casual about it, because when they sense that you are in attack mode, they're going to draw way back. So again, just keep the relationships going, okay? Build relationships. And some things not to do. Some things not to do is don't wait to post. Don't wait to post. When you have newbies that join up, encourage them right away. And you never know if they'll be willing to post or not unless you ask. Give them some simple verbiage. Hey, my friend Amy told me about this stuff, how it's helped her with her IBS and her thyroid and her hormone issues. And I'm excited to try it for myself. It's called Plexus. It's completely natural, plant-based. And does anybody else want to do it with me? It's always so much more fun when you have a accountability partner. It doesn't have to be a long post, but asking them to post right away, you never know what kind of response they're going to get. So one thing that I was encouraged is always ask them. Don't wait to post, even if you don't have your story, because there was a video I watched and it was really great. Just the point she was making, where you're going to have people that you don't know if it's going to work for you. You're still new at it. You've just heard about it. And if you get 3 or 4 people to do this with you, guarantee someone in that group is going to feel a difference, maybe even before you do. So just having that accountability that, oh, wow, she's noticing energy. I can't wait till I notice it. And having that camaraderie there, that we're all doing this and it's exciting and it's fun, you're going to be more encouraged because, oh, she's already feeling better. She's already sleeping better. So I encourage people, post right away. Post right away. It's always so much more fun when someone is doing it with you and getting started at the same time. So don't wait to post. You don't have to have a story. You don't have to have a testimony yet. You're just sharing that you're doing something because your friend told you about it. And we all started out as skeptics, we all hadn't tried it yet. So just encourage them. Say, I totally understand what you're feeling, but what I've found is that, some of my friends got results even faster than I did. And so it was encouraging to me to see that, they're getting it too. I'm going to stick with it and be consistent. So don't wait to share. Don't wait to post. One thing for me is duplication. If you want your team to explode, if you want to grow, you need to be duplicatable. And we've done a lot of things through the past 2 years. We have training that is set up on our team page. Do the training yourself, plug your people into it, and you can then say, because you've done it, that, oh my goodness, this is so great. It is, they have it all laid out step by step what you need to do. It's simple and it'll help you get on the right track. You don't have any questions. And so being duplicatable, get them into the training. The biggest thing that I have seen so far just explode our team the last month and a half is Zooms. We always encourage three-way calls, and those are huge for duplication. Now we have a new way to do that with your Zooms. And that is so incredible because it's like you're face to face, just like we're doing right now. They can see you, they can see your smile and your excitement and your passion about it. And passion is exciting. People are drawn to that. So when they can actually see you and talk like you're in person, I'm really pushing for people to get on a 3-way Zoom. Find 3 or 4 people to get on a Zoom with and share it. Don't get a lot of people, just make it small, even if it's just one person, and just being able to talk and share. And I am purposing to do that every day this week, every day, because getting the opportunity in front of people, that's duplicatable. And if you're new and you're like, I don't know what to do, you go to your upline. Even if you know what you're talking about, having that third-party validation to say, look, you don't have to hear it from me. I want you to hear it from my friend. She's amazing. She can answer all the questions you have, and I can learn at the same time. So doing that duplication, Zooms are awesome. Get as many people as you can onto a Zoom. And if they're not very comfortable with a big group, just do you, them, and your upline. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be big. So being duplicatable, get them into training, get them onto Zooms. If they don't have Zooms or they're very untech savvy, get them on a 3-way call. That is all duplicatable. Getting them onto a 3-way chat on Facebook. You know, you're posting, you're messaging, you just started this, you have no idea what you're doing. You're like, someone's interested. Okay. You put them in a 3-way chat with your upline saying, hey, I'm so excited for you to meet Michelle. She's the one that told me about Plexus, and she's going to help answer any of your questions, and I'm going to get to learn at the same time because I'm new at this too. It's simple, and it's something that's duplicatable, so you don't have to be the expert. So 3-way calls, 3-way chats, 3-way Zooms, and get them on the training. So again, everything is already laid out for you. The last thing I'll say is being a mom, my schedule is always different. I never know what's going to be happening for that day. And so when I first started, and even just until a little bit ago, I was like, I got to get an hour in, a good, strong hour in. And then I wouldn't wake up early enough, or the kids wouldn't nap when they were supposed to, or they would tag team. Like one would wake up right as the other was going down. And I never had that full commitment of time. And I listened to a call by Andrea Mitchell, and she was saying that you don't have to do a full straight hour. Work in 15-minute segments, okay? You don't have to do it all at one time. So 15 minutes here, okay, the kids are eating. I'm going to do 15 minutes right here, right now, and I'm going to focus on that. And then you're done, and put it away for then, and go on with life, go on doing other things. You know, you get time when they're nap. Okay, maybe you have 30 minutes. Great. So then you can focus more. You can get on Facebook, comment, post, go check your team pages, follow up with people, message people. You know, 15 minutes again at night before you go to bed, sending out some messages. I guess that's one of my best tips that I've learned too, is message people before you go to bed. That way you don't have to think about it all through the day, and you're checking, did they see my message? Oh, they did see it and they didn't respond. What does she think now? Oh my goodness. Don't worry about it. Just message them before you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, you've slept on it all night. You may have a response. You may not. They may not have seen it yet. They may have seen it, but they're still thinking about it, or they may never respond back right then. But it's okay, because you've given yourself that time to think about it, to sleep on it, and everything is always so much better in the morning. So anyway, those are just some of my tips. Personal growth, never stop sharing, always be reaching out to people, because as soon as you stop doing that and you expect your team to just be adding people to your group, you're going into management mode, and management mode is like killer on your team. It's killer for your business. So always be sharing. When your mouth is open, your business is open. When your mouth is closed, your business is closed, and you are going to have a hard time growing. So always be reaching out to people. Always do the work that you are wanting your team to do. If you're not even doing it, why do you expect them to? Okay. So never stop sharing, whether that's through Facebook, in person, messaging people. Again, remake your list, make it and remake it. You know, I'm sure I'm going to be making several more lists through my lifetime. And it gives you a fresh new sense of, oh, I met them, or I really liked them, or I haven't talked to her yet, or she was interested a while ago. Maybe I should check up with her again. So rewriting your list, it's always good, because it just refreshes your memory. Dream board, have your why out. Have your why in front of you so you can see it. Go over it daily. Don't wait to post. Be duplicatable. And then don't feel like you have to do your work all at one time. Do 15-minute blocks at a time, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever time frame you have. Be focused on that. And then when you're done, turn it off. I know for me, it's very easy for me to be like, I didn't get a lot of time in this morning. So then I'm like dragging Plexus through my entire day. And I feel like all I've done is Plexus all day, but I haven't really been effective. And it's because I was trying to multitask. So as women especially, we love multitasking. At least I do. It's like I'll be listening to something and cooking and playing with the kids, and, you know, stop doing that. Just really focus. If you're paying attention to your kids, just do that. If you're working on your business, do that good, solid, focus, 10, 15 minutes. Have that laser intensity for that. And then move on to the next thing. So anyway, those are a few tips that I have learned and I have experience and what to do and what not to do. So I hope that helps someone because I would much rather learn from someone's mistakes already than have to do them myself and then be like, well, why didn't you tell me that? Or I heard her say that, but I didn't really listen to her. So anyway, I hope that helps. Do you guys, I'll unmute everyone. Do you have any questions or share? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for getting on tonight. If you have anything you want to say, questions, comments, again, head over back to the board. And thank you guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.